Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and I am here today to start a new series where I'm updating you on my tarot and oracle deck collection as it stands halfway through 2022. It's June. We're in the last month of the first half of the year, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to update you on my collection, especially because I want to look at my decks and see about decluttering again. And so I want to take you guys with me when I do that. And it felt right to me. It made sense to first show you what has evolved through my collection. So on my screen, I've used Tier Maker, which I heard it from Lisa when she did ranking her deck she got in 2021. I'll link that up above, whichever side. And I went through my tarot collection, or my deck collection videos that I did at the beginning of the year, and I recorded all the decks I had at that time. And I have, and so I loaded this up, and what I've created was I have the categories keeping for now bracket, because the plan is we're going to go through this and so I can show you what has happened to my collection. And then we're going to go through my decks that I currently have. So you'll see what my collection looks like now in some other videos that I'm going to be filming. So starting here, we've got keeping for now. If I've retired a deck, if I've kept a deck for art purposes, all of those, both of those I no longer consider part of my working tarot collection. If I have the deck still, but it's on its way out, and if it is gone. And I've loaded up pictures to all of them. At the start of 2022, at the start of 2022, I had 49 decks, including some duplicates, tarot and oracle. So let's get going so you can see what I have now. Starting off nice and easy, the This Might Hurt Tarot. Is it really any question or any surprise that I still have that deck? I'm never getting rid of it. You can't make me. So the This Might Hurt Tarot, I do still have. It is still a part of my working collection. The reason I put them as keeping for now is because once this is done, in the next videos, we'll be exploring them more. Next up is the Revelations Tarot. This was my very first tarot deck when I restarted my tarot journey. I have kept it. It's somewhere in between the two. It's not a part of my active collection anymore. I have no desire to read with it, and I've had it. It's been a year and a half, and I just have no desire to read with it. Is it retired, or is it a deck I want to use for art? I'm really not sure. I think I'm going to put it in art for now. Either way, I still have it, but it's no longer a part of my working collection. The Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, those are gone. And actually, my wife took them. There's a couple decks that my wife took. Next up, the Ascended Masters by Doreen Virtue, that is going. I still have it physically, but I'm no longer using it. And it's not one I intend to keep. It turns out I have two pictures of the Cosmovisions here, but we're going to go with this one. So the Cosmovisions Oracle, 100%, I still have it. It is still in my collection. The Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud is another one that I do still have. And it's kind of a question mark, to be honest, but we'll talk about that more in a future video. The Tarot of Transformation. Okay, I have this. It's not a part of my active working collection. I can't figure out exactly what to do with it. I can't bring myself to get rid of it because it was hard for me to get back, and my first copy got destroyed and I was devastated. Part of me thinks the only reason I don't work with it is because it's just on horrendous cardstock, which I talked about in my tarot collection videos, which the playlist of my tarot deck collection evolution, it's up there, and the cards. The cardstock is abysmal. The art is stunning. I don't know, but I love the keywords. I love the way the deck is. So I haven't decided what I'm doing with it. If I'm just retiring it, if I'm going to use it for art, if I'm going to one day get a bug up my butt and decide to try and use it to reback it. I do not know. I really don't. But right now, it's not a part of my working tarot collection. And the same kind of goes with the Shadowscapes. I have a copy of the Shadowscapes, and both of those I had, and then something happened. For the Shadowscapes, I rehomed it. For the Tarot of Transformation, it got destroyed, and then I was able to reacquire them. The Shadowscapes Tarot, I love it. I still want to use it. It's just that the cardstock, I've accidentally damaged it. And it's not any different than, say, the Forest of Enchantment cardstock, but it makes me sad that I've accidentally damaged it. I am curious. I'm going to be rewatching Lisa's video comparing the new Shadowscapes, the one that's in a different language. I might consider doing that. I don't know. Okay. Y'all, don't come for me in the comments, okay? Don't do it. The next one is the Dream Visions Tarot, which I just got at the end of 2021. And it's gone. It's gone. I rehomed it. The Dream Visions Tarot was one of those ones. I saw it on Kickstarter. I loved it, but there was something about it that I was like, no, I don't think it's for me. And then somehow I ended up buying it anyways. And then I was like, I'm not sure. I was like, I loved it at first, and it was one of those ones where it's like a novelty. Once the novelty wore off, I barely ever used it. And then my sibling-in-law was here, and I was showing them things I was considering getting rid of, and I showed them the Dream Visions, and they had such a strong reaction to it. So I gave it to them. Yeah. So yeah, the Dream Visions Tarot is gone. And it's funny, like, I'm sad about it, kind of in the way of, like, I'm sad that I'm not the type of person that can work with the Dream Visions Tarot. So that's kind of what it feels like. Because I worked with it, but it's like I'm sad that it's not me. This is another, this picture here is another picture from the Cosmovision, so we're just going to ignore that. Next, Oracle of the Radiant Sun. I have 2 copies of this deck, and that was included in the tally of 49, and I still have 1 copy, and I'm getting rid of 1. So what I'm going to do with the icons, since I thought about getting 2 icons of the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, but for some reason I didn't. I knew I should have. Since I have 2 icons of the Cosmovisions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these extra Cosmovisions down here to represent, or here and going, because I still have both copies, but my second copy is spoken for. I just haven't had a chance to ship it, or the funding to ship it. So I'm going to put this here and going to represent that, so that way I can count it accurately for y'all at the end. And then I'm going to put this one up here in keeping for now because I still have a copy. Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck, I still have it. Still use it, still have it. The Forest of Enchantment Tarot, I also still have that one. Same with the Animal Allies 1 and 2. So this picture counts as 2 decks. The Celtic Tree Oracle, I do still have, but it is going. A part of what is stopping me and why I still have several of these decks is because they're mass market and I don't know what to do with them. I live in Canada. It's expensive to ship. So, I mean, if you're watching this and you want any of the ones that are going that aren't spoken for, you can always send me a message. Most of them aren't spoken for. You can send me a message but you have to be, and you could just have them if you just pay for shipping. I don't know what to do. But yeah. So, anywho. The Sun and Moon Tarot in a Tin. I do have that. It is also leaving my collection. Because I just, I like it. I get lured in by this Sun and Moon thing. So, though I have it, it's not staying. The Enchanted Blossoms Oracle was stolen by my wife, which is funny because I bought it. I love it. I never use it. I gave it to her. Then I got a bug up my butt and I decided I wanted to use it, so I stole it back. And now I've given it back to her again. So it's hers. She loves it and she'll use it more than I will. The Spirit Song Tarot, I do have, and it is in the pile of ones I put aside for using for art. That one I definitely will probably, if I use any tarot decks for art, that's going to be one that I use for art or for bookmarks or something else creative, because I've trimmed it to hell and a horrible job, and yeah. And I don't think I am going to buy a new copy of it, because I have a lot of, I just don't think I'll use it. I'm not going to make excuses. I just don't think I'll use it, so I don't think I'm going to buy another one. The Seasons of the Witch The Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle, I still have. Same with the Dark Goddess Tarot. The Spells deck is gone. My sibling-in-law took that. I just don't use, I don't know why I kept it. I was lured by the idea of it, but I don't use pre-written spell stuff. I just don't often. So I don't know why I thought a deck would be any different, except for the fact that it's a deck. The Illustrated Herbiary, I do still have this. I am going to have to buy all 3 of them in the Oracle set, and I'm going to have to buy the book of the Illustrated Crystallary because I really want them all. And then so the extra decks, I don't know what I'll be doing with them. But yeah, I still have it. I also still have the Archetypes, the Wild Unknown Archetypes Tarot, I still have. The Crystal Grid Oracle cards, which is a little deck, I have it, but it is going. I don't do pre-written things. That is a deck that will only cause me to have more consumerism than I want to have. So I'm not keeping it. The Tarot of the She, still have. 100 million% still have. I still have the Moon Oracle as well. The Earth Magic. I'm going to put this one in retired because I have it. I don't want to keep it for art purposes. I'm keeping it because it was my very first deck, and I also don't want to rehome it because I could rehome it and get a new copy, But this was my very first copy, my very first deck. And I edged it in a green that doesn't work. I'm considering maybe I can file off that green or just like cut it off. Anyways, it's retired, at least for now. I am, though, now very seriously considering trying to like shave off the green edging and then see how I feel. The Moonology Oracle cards are gone. They were also taken by my sibling-in-law. They took a whole bunch of stuff and they're like, what are you doing to me? And I'm like, I'm giving you free shit. Enjoy. Illustrated Bestiary, I still have, as I talked about with my herbiary. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm a silly head. This picture here that I put as the marker for the Cosmovisions was not my extra Cosmovisions picture. This is my extra Cosmovisions picture. This is the Prismavisions, which is gone. My sibling-in-law took that as well, minus the Tiny Elephants card. That I kept just for me. They also took the Crow Tarot. I would not have gotten rid of the Crow Tarot if not for the fact that I have a new Crow Tarot coming. Hopefully soon. I'm really, like, I'm getting updates. I really want that deck. I'm a little nervous about that Kickstarter, but I really want that deck. So I'm remaining hopeful. The Ostara Tarot. Oh, I have it. I'm thinking, like, it's not a part of my active collection. I don't care about it enough to just retire it. Like, it doesn't have sentimental value. I've thought about it going. I love the art in it so much. So I think I'm going to keep it for the art. I don't know. That one could change. That one could find its way back into attempting. Like, I'm just drawn to it. I always have been. So I'm going to put it in keeping for now, and we'll talk about it more in depth when I do my other videos to, I guess, kind of help me work through my thoughts and feelings. The Happy Tarot. I have this one. Dame Darcy's Witchy Cat Tarot. I still have that. Same with the Playful Heart Tarot. Same with a bunch of them. I do still have the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit and the Goddess Oracle and Believe in Your Own Magic. What I don't still have, technically speaking, is the Numinous Astro deck, which is also spoken for and going to the same person who is getting the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. My Starseeker Tarot, duh. I still have my Seed and Sickle Oracle. Still have my Witch's Wisdom, yes. My Embody Oracle, I do not. Well, I still have it, but it's going. I don't, like, it was, I used it, it was great, and now I don't care about it anymore. I just don't. We'll talk about that in a minute. The Weaver's Oracle, again, don't come for me in the comments. But it's actually gone. I gave the Weaver's Oracle to a friend. I don't regret it. It just felt like it was maybe not for me. It felt like kind of a fantasy self as opposed to the self I am, or it felt like something a bit advanced. And if I feel like I need to, I'll buy it again one day, and I don't care. The Charmcast Tarot I still have. Same with the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle, and same with Soul Cards 1 and 2. Now, this last one is an honorable mention because this is the overview of my collection, and I didn't know where else to slot this in. During this year, I bought the Marielle Tarot First Edition, and as I mentioned in a previous video, my May Sparks, which is linked up above in the cards, where I talk about all my favorites, it's actually gone. I talked about it there, But the gist of it was a very quick learning experience with the Marielle Tarot. I should have listened to my first instinct, which told me it wasn't for me. There was like this part persona of me that I thought it was for, and I got it for her. And then I sold it to Danny Mystic, who I knew was really wanting it once I realized I wasn't going to keep it. So that's how it's looking. So at the end of the day, this is what, from that video of my collections, the 3-part series, this is what I have left. I have these ones still. That's not all I have, but I do have these ones still. All of these ones are ones that I consider that I've decluttered. They're no longer a part of my active working tarot collection. I'm not trying to work with them. They're not in like the spot the rest of my tarot decks are. And some of them are outright already gone. And that is a total, I started out the year with 49 tarot and oracle decks. Including the fact that soul cards, I have 1 and 2. I have animal allies 1 and 2. I started out the year with 49. And I have decluttered so far this year 21. And of course, one of those that I've decluttered, I decluttered this year more specifically. I acquired this year. So that's actually a total of of 49, I decluttered 20. So, and that's where we're starting off. We're starting off going into my new series. Going into the rest of these series, I've broken my deck collection into groups. They're not huge groups because my collection's not super huge, but I've broken it into groups. So, and we're going to talk about the decks I have. I will, of course, mention if it is a new deck. And we're going to look at categories and see if I can declutter anymore or how I'm feeling about the rest of my collection. So stay tuned for that. That's it for today. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to let me know if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already and hit that bell notification. And leave a comment down below. Were you surprised by any of the decks that I've gotten rid of or decks that I've kept? Was there any that you were like, I was positive you would have gotten rid of this, but I didn't? Let me know. I would love to hear about it. And I will see you again soon for the next part in this series. Lots of love. Bye.